Do you struggle with getting the right outfit that matches your color palette? So this is Agnes's question. That's something she struggles with. So I wanted to give you some tips on using your color palette so that you can make sure that when you're shopping, you're actually using it correctly. Now, a color palette, what I call it's 50 of the 50,000 colors you can wear. It's like the executive summary. Don't limit yourself to only the exact colors that are in your palette. What we're really looking for is a feeling of blending with the color. So if you're looking at a single color like this, for example, that I want to feel like that my reds and burgundies, those colors that are in this same range, blend with it, that I should be finding something that's pretty similar, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same. And quite often you'll be going, oh, it's slightly in between that and that. Now, for example, if I looked at this, so if we're looking at a pattern like this, that the majority of the colors in the pattern are in this palette. So you can see we've got these greens, we've got these kind of blues, and we've got these kind of pinks. And so this pattern works really well with this palette. And also because the background of the palette is light and this is a light palette. Now, if we wanted a one color, again, I'm just looking at it. Does it blend with my palette and is it the right value? So they are things we are looking at. We're looking for the intensity, the value, and the undertone to make sure they're working. Now here's another pattern, and this pattern's got a little bit more depth to it. So it's actually going to be better with a darker palette like this, but you can still see that we've got these sorts of greens, we've got these sorts of yellows down here, and we've got the oranges and reds. So they really all fit nicely in. It has that feeling of blending. When I pop this palette against this, do you notice it doesn't blend? It's the wrong sort of greens. It's not the same sort of blues, and the pinks are really quite different, that these pinks are not the same as these pinks. These are much more coral. This is much more blue-based. And so we are looking for that blending between the intensity, the undertone, and the value. You don't have to match the colors exactly. It should just feel like the same family. So thinking about it, brothers and sisters rather than, people who live down the street. It is really just looking for that feeling of blending is what you are after. It is not having to match exactly, because really a palette's very limited. Unless, you could have the world's biggest handbag and you'd be dragging along a huge thing of colors to compare. You're really just looking for colors that have similar color properties. And when you do that, you'll actually find it reasonably easy. Now, a word of caution. When you're out shopping, there are fashion trends in colors, just like there are in different styles of clothes. And so this, season it may be burgundy, that there's lots of burgundy around. So it's finding your burgundy. Or this season it may be brown, that there's lots of brown around. So you want to find your brown. What you'll notice, so both these palettes, all these palettes have browns in them. But if I just show you the difference between the warm and the cool browns, when I just show you these neutrals, that they are very different from each other. So this is where often people say, I can't wear brown or I can wear brown, but not every brown is going to suit you. If you're cool, you want the cooler browns. If you're warm, you want the warmer browns. So it's making sure that you are picking the right sort of undertone, intensity, and value of color when you are shopping. And then you will find that your clothes mix and match really easily, and it's really quite easy to create outfits. So that is some tips on using your color palette.